What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This once again is Scott Porter back for the 5th and final day of our brand new HeroClix unboxing series for Marvel's War of the Realms. We have pulled some really cool stuff over the first 4 days. If you have not watched those videos, press pause, go back. We'll be waiting here for you. If you have watched all of the days and you're here with me now, you know we pulled a couple of super rares. We pulled a prime yesterday. We pulled a chase. Anything we pulled today is icing on the cake. But I want to start by saying this story is incredible. There are so many characters in it, and we've only scratched the surface here. Characters I think should be in this set that I'm hoping to pull today: Punisher, Wolverine, those guys team up. Dark Elves, Malekith's underlings. We haven't seen any generics, but the Dark Elves they have a weakness to iron or adamantium or steel or lead. Basically metal, just rips them apart. So Wolverine and Punisher together, big time combo. They are awesome. We haven't seen Venom. Venom plays a huge part in this set. Now Venom, it's just the symbiote, away from Eddie Brock, away from everybody else. It's just the symbiote acting on its own. It joins the War Avengers and goes to fight Malekith, who we haven't seen yet. Malekith, at that point, is using the Ebony Blade because he has taken London and made it the new Svartalfheim, and he's kind of headquarters there. He says there's so many mystical things about old London, especially Stonehenge, which is where the final climactic battle takes place. But he's there, he's using the Ebony Blade, he says it's singing for him, all of these things, you know, Black Knight's old blade, which demands, you know, sacrifices and blood and all this stuff. And then it looks as though Malekith, halfway through this book, starts using something very similar to All Black, you know, the Necrosword. But it's actually what happens is he sees Venom, sees the symbiote, he ends up, boom, taking Venom hostage, taking part of the symbiote and creating this own Venom blade that he utilizes. And that's a big part of this whole story. So we haven't seen Venom. We haven't seen Freya. Her and Captain America, in the absence of Thor, are really the two, you know, generals in charge of fighting back against Malekith and all of his forces when they invade Midgard, which is Earth. And we haven't seen Freya yet. I really hope that we see her in this set as well. Her and Odin have a wonderful, wonderful storyline. We haven't seen Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel has a couple of huge moments. We haven't seen any of the agents of Atlas. We haven't seen Dario Agger. We haven't seen, man, any of those Raz. Solomon is a big part of the story as well, because what happens is Malekith's forces, his war council, they all come to Earth and they divvy Earth up. Dario Agger takes down all of the communication systems all over the world. He hacks all of the networks, shuts everything down, so everybody is dark from each other. He takes Antarctica with all of his Roxxon forces, and so the Minotaur's down there, and Agents of Atlas, including Gorilla Man and Brew, are the ones that kind of take care of him. So Shang-Chi, is he going to be in this set? Some of the other Agents of Atlas, are they going to be in this set? I think they should be. Dario Agger should be in this set. Raz Solomon is a big part of taking him down. We haven't seen the Queen of Heaven. She's a part of the War Council. We haven't seen Ulick. He brings all of his trolls through the portal. We haven't seen any mention of the Frost Giants. We haven't seen Teen Loki, who is a big part of that section of the story, ends up killing Laufey himself. We've seen Curse, great. We've seen Enchantress, she takes South America. We haven't seen Cinder, the offspring of Surtur. And Cinder actually gets beheaded in this thing by Captain Marvel, and her fire demons are everywhere. And actually, Cinder has fire sharks. Fire sharks that come out of these volcanoes. They're fighting. Deadpool is a part of that storyline as well. They go under the sea. You end up seeing Namor. Namor's down there. Atlantis is fighting against these fire sharks of Cinder. So we haven't seen Cinder. I mean, there are representatives of all of the realms, all of the 10 realms that surround the World Tree. And, you know, we haven't seen a lot of them yet. And not to mention the smaller characters that come from them, whether it's Alfheim and one of the Light Elves, the archers of the Light Elves. We haven't seen the Dark Elves, who look so cool with these masks on and these big horns, and they all have braids coming out of the back of their hair. They have these little daggers and stuff. So are we getting generics in this set? I'm not so sure. Thor is set number 1, Captain America is set number 2. You know, there is just so many pieces that we could have had in this. I personally believe that like War of the Realms should have had maybe a second set or something, because I'm missing so many key players right now. Still, great character selection. I'm just saying that we didn't get the teenage Thor, right? We didn't get King Thor. And at the end of this whole story, the culmination of it, defeating Malekith, is Jane Foster, our current Odin son, King Thor from the future, and this young Thor from the past, who was the one that defeated Gore a long time ago and sent Gore on the path to becoming a god butcher. So hopefully they show up in this set, but we've already pulled a bunch of Thors. So I'm on the fence, man. Trying to read the tea leaves here, I don't know what else we're going to get. I wish maybe we would have gotten less Guardians of the Galaxy stuff and maybe more of, you know, Ghost Rider and Baldur. They have big moments in this thing. You know, those kind of characters. But the 10 Realms, I wish, today that's what I really want to see. I want to hopefully pull some new faces from some of the 10 Realms that we haven't had represented as well in this set. Tell me down below what you're hoping to see in the rest of this set. Anybody that I haven't pulled that you're hoping is in the set, let me know who you are looking for, because there's so much that goes on in this storyline that we haven't even sniffed yet. So, you know, hoping we see some of that. All right. Okay, we've got some bubble wrap. You know what bubble wrap means. Usually good things. Okay. We've got Black Panther, Hulk, and Black Widow. I think we've seen all of them before, unless they are repeats. Set number 6, I think that was the Black Panther. 9 was the Hulk that we got, and 11 was the Black Widow. So we've seen these 3 before. However, we have not seen Angela. Very, very cool. Glad that she is in this set. And it seems like we might have something special in the bubble wrap here, unless there's just a weapon or a piece of the figure that they needed to secure a little bit better. And yes, we have a super rare, and it is one of the figures from the outside of the box. I didn't think that Jane Foster Valkyrie would be a super rare, but it looks like she is. Boom. You can see her there. Angela. And Valkyrie. That's what we got out of this particular booster here. Okay. Let's pull them back, and I guess we'll look at Angela first. Angela, very interesting history, right? The Queen of Heaven, like I told you the other day, she has a bloodthirst for babies. Very weird. Very weird. Likes to kill offspring. And Angela was the daughter of Odin and was thought to be killed by an invasion of the Queen of Heaven into Asgard. It turns out that Angela wasn't killed. She grew up as a part of heaven, and you know their really severe culture that they have there, the Queen of Heaven, etc., etc. Turns out that she's been alive this whole time, and she's been trying to find her place in the realms ever since. We'll take a look at her sculpt one more time. I know you guys got a little look at it just a second ago. Her main part in War of the Realms is the Asgardians of the Galaxy, you know. I've talked about this ship, you know, when these gods are reborn and, you know, their old shells don't cease to exist. Their old shells get stuck on this ship, and I can't remember the name of the ship. It's a really weird name, just like all the other stuff in the 10 Realms, but she figures out that they need this beacon that has been created to call it. She doesn't want Nebula or anyone else to use it for evil, so in the Asgardians of the Galaxy, she puts a team together to try and figure out a way to control it all. Let's see, we've got Asgardian, Guardians of the Galaxy, Assassin, Deity, and Warrior. Aldrich, Odin's daughter. She has no special abilities or anything. Pretty straightforward dial there. Some charge, some Blade's Claws. Damage reducers, of course. Something that you would expect from a Asgardian. All right, 50 points. Hoping to see maybe a little more, but she's cool. I like Angela a lot. Like her backstory. She's come to play in a couple of major events in Marvel over the past few years, so good to have her. Okay, let's look at the last super rare that we are going to pull today. Valkyrie, once again. I'm going to put her card down here for you. Jane Foster, I've talked about it already. Sacrificed herself so many times. Gave up her health. Gave up her ability to stay healthy. At the end of defeating Malekith in the War of the Realms, the War Thor hammer, who is the Ultimate Universe's Thor, his hammer, changes shape and kind of attaches itself to her. And here we go. Undrarn the All-Weapon. Okay? She's Asgardian and deity. She's set number 49. You have choose a standard attack or standard damage power printed on Valkyrie's card. Valkyrie can use the chosen power until she chooses again. Okay, so she's got to pick a power. That's awesome. Thor is a god. Valkyrie is a job. When a character damaged by Valkyrie this turn would be KO'd but isn't, after resolutions, modify Valkyrie's combat values by +1 this game. Ooh, okay. That's cool. Mr. Horse, your timing is impeccable. Oh yes, we get to use our token. I was hoping that Mr. Horse was a part of this. I set Mr. Horse there on the Dice and Tokens pack on day one. We opened that up. And Mr. Horse, your timing is impeccable. Charge. When Valkyrie uses it, don't have speed unless she has generated a Mr. Horse bystander this game. Once per turn, generate a Mr. Horse bystander. She is the last of the Valkyrior. There's her dial on the back there. 7 clicks long. Mr. Horse, of course. Of course. And yeah, there we go. 100 points or 60 points. Not too shabby. Her pick-a-power is going to be in the hands of veteran players, pretty strong. And yeah, I do enjoy her not KOing somebody and then gaining a lot of bonuses to what she does. That is really, really cool. When a character damaged by Valkyrie this turn would be KO'd but isn't, after resolutions, modify Valkyrie's combat values by +1 this game. So she's a little bit of a silver bullet for those, not a silver bullet, but a counter to those that when they would be KO'd get to come back on a different click, etc., have an Everlife dial. So very, very cool. All right, this is it. This is all we have. One more booster. So much I want out of this. Let's see what we get, though. I hate when it ends. Just like Christmas morning, you know, you open up gifts, you're like, wait a minute. I love all the things that I've gotten, but is there anything else to unwrap? You know, you get that slight addiction to it. You know, you're just throwing wrapping paper everywhere. Okay, let's see what we get here. Oh, yeah, see, we got another Guardian of the Galaxy. I was right. We did get Shang-Chi. That's great. We got Moon Knight. Okay. Moon Knight, that's brand new. Shang-Chi, the Agents of Atlas doing their thing. We got Groot. So Guardians of the Galaxy is a very strong sub-theme here. I feel like some of these guys maybe could have gone in their own set, and we could have had a little more space for War of the Realms. But again, not everybody is a huge fan of Thor. At least there's something in this set for everybody in HeroClix here. So I think a lot of people will appreciate some of these sub-themes that are in the set. I just know that for me, it's so rare that we get characters represented from Thor's lore that I wish we would have gotten a little bit more of them. I could have done without a Yondu, could have done without a Groot. You know, the Asgardians of the Galaxy, very cool, but maybe just give us a couple of them and like let us pick up the pieces a little later on, you know? But we have Spider-Man here. I think that's the same Miles that we already pulled. It is. We have Hercules here. I think that's the same Hercules that we pulled on day one. It is. So our last three are going to be Groot, Shang-Chi, and Moon Knight. And then, like I said yesterday, I have all the characters that you should be looking out for. You should be dusting off from your collection for your legacy card. That is going to be the last thing that we open for this unboxing series. So very quickly, let's take a peek at Moon Knight. The sculpt is great. Painting is on point. You You can see the etching on his arms, on his gauntlets, and his bracers. I'll put his card out here. Take a look at that. Yeah, Moon Knight plays a small part in this. I mean, just like every other hero on Earth. But he's had a big resurgence in the books lately, and I know he's got a huge, huge amount of fans. So this is Mark Spector. He's got Avengers, Defenders, Heroes for Hire, Marvel Knights, Midnight Suns, Detective, and Mystical. Set number 32. There isn't a hit he wouldn't rather take. When Moon Knight takes damage from an opposing character's attack, give him a Vengeance token. At the beginning of your turn, you may remove 2 Vengeance tokens. If you do, modify Moon Knight's combat values by +1 until your next turn. Carving a path for Khonshu. Blades, Claws, Fangs, Quake, and Steel Energy. When one or more opposing characters takes damage from Moon Knight's attack, give him a Vengeance token. Okay. On the back here, take a look at the dial. Pretty straightforward. He is a wild card. Some good combat values, 3 targets. Again, we're seeing a ton of targets in this set. A lot of triple target is happening in this set, so and that can be at range or up close, so we're getting an awful lot of that. Speaking of triple targets, we'll look at Shang-Chi. Here's his sculpt. Shang-Chi, Agent of Atlas. They're responsible for bringing basically all the world's communications back online in the middle of War of the Realms. They go down and they take out Dario Agger all together down there in Antarctica, which he has chosen to take over. And Shang-Chi is a part of that. But I was actually really happy that Gorilla Man and Brew are actually... Gorilla Man's holding Brew in his arms, and Brew's completely hacked Agger's counter network, basically, and shut it all down. So Roxxon's, all of Roxxon's work goes to the wayside because of a little baby Brood guy. That's pretty great. Here we go. Agents of Atlas, Avengers, Heroes for Hire, Marvel Knights, Martial Artist, and Spy keywords. Set number 27. Has a trait, the Deadly Hands of Kung Fu, which grants him Flurry, and a special attack power called Pressure Points, Incapacitate. Unique modifier. When Shang-Chi uses it until your next turn, hit characters given an action token modified damage by -1. So affecting how much damage they can do while tying them up at the same time. Has that Pressure Points special attack power all the way down the dial. There we go. And last but not least, it's going to be Groot, which Groot isn't even really a part of this particular storyline. But we'll take a peek at the Groot here. It's a mean face Groot today. Definitely not smiling. No flowers on this Groot. This Groot means business. All right, take a look at Groot's card in a second. Let's see, Guardians of the Galaxy and Cosmic, set number 22. Spears and Branches, giant reach of 3, Quake, but deals 3 damage instead of 2. Pretty basic there. I mean, it's fun, I suppose, in a way. The new Guardians on the back there. Is that the Leisure Suit Rocket Raccoon Guardians? Is that what that is? Because we got Leisure Suit Rocket Raccoon in the last set. So at least him and his buddy will be able to play nice together. There it is. That is all of the boosters that I have. There's so much else out there that I want. I know I'm not going to get everything, but I really wish I would have pulled Malekith and some more of his War Council. I want to see, you know, I also really kind of wish that Malekith would have been on top of one of the War Dogs that ends up tearing him apart. But you know, still, I thought Hela might have been in this. You know, there's a ton of characters that could have been represented, and they might still be represented in all of this. I really wanted to know what Daredevil's power set was going to be, especially after spoiling the sculpt for you guys back during Clicksgiving with the Empire set unboxing series, but I didn't get to pull Daredevil either. There's a ton I know I'm missing, so there's a lot of rare spots and super rare spots to be filled. Maybe a lot of those characters that I was hoping for are taking up those spots. You know, I think I might have actually pulled every common and every uncommon. It felt like it, a good collation, a good selection of all of the lower level ones. Okay, let me pull my Legacy card that came off the top. And just like I said earlier in the week, There are 12 cards this time, not 8 cards. And the one I pulled it for is Valkyrie. Awesome. Brunhild. I'll show you the back of the card here. Now remember, these are like foil and they are shiny prismatic, so it's tough for you to read on camera. I know that for sure. Here's what her dial looks like. She comes in at 50 points, okay? There's the front of her card. If you want to pause it and try and see what those traits do, but I will read them to you in just a moment. However, before I do that, I will show you all of the characters that you will need to have for the legacy cards to work. WizKids was kind enough to let me know ahead of time that you should go back, pull out your Colossal Ymir. You should pull out your Colossal Surtur. Okay, and my Surtur sword came off. Oh, I dropped it. My Surtur sword came off while we were moving stuff around and redoing the room that all my HeroClix sit in. But yeah, Surtur with his giant sword, go find him. Okay, of course, go and find Brunhild. And then some other allies of hers. Let's see here. Let's go with Fandral, Beta Ray Bill, Volstagg, and Hogun, and I will tell you exactly what sets and exactly what numbers you need to pull. We've got a Thor and Loki duo, super rare, that you'll need to go look for. And again, like I said, guys, I will tell you all of the pieces that you need. And then, you know, I was really hoping, because on day one, we pulled a lot of, we pulled the Tyson Tokens pack open. And the Wrecking Crew was actually a part of that. And I was hoping to pull Wrecker or whatever generates these bystander tokens of some of the Wrecking Crew. But I'll tell you that Bulldozer, Pile Driver, and Thunderball are all going to get their own legacy cards as well in this set. So let me read off specifically to you guys what you need to go look for, because I know I just showed you a bunch of figures, but from Hammer of Thor, you need to go back and find Fandral, set number 18. Beta Ray Bill, set number 23 from Hammer of Thor. Hogun, set number 34 from Hammer of Thor. Set number 57 from Hammer of Thor, which is the Thor and Loki duo piece. And Volstagg from Hammer of Thor in 2009. And that Volstagg sculpt is one of my all-time favorite sculpts. I love Volstagg. I talked about him a lot on this unboxing. I'll give you a little close-up of him here as he's kicking a troll and stepping on top of him, drinking his meat and eating a giant whatever Asgardian turkey leg is. I don't know what kind of animal that is, but it's so great. I love this sculpt so much. That's a super rare, like I said, set number 59 from Hammer of Thor. Then, like I said, you want to go and find Valkyrie from Avengers and Defenders War. That's the one riding her Pegasus there. That's the only piece that you'll need to find from Avengers Defenders War. And then the Wrecking Crew, like I said, all three of those are from the Mighty Thor set that came out in 2017. You'll need set number 16, which is Pile Driver, set number 32, which is Bulldozer, and set number 60, which is Thunderball, as well as the two giants, Surtur, which is giant number 1, and Ymir, which is giant number 2. Now you might say, that's only 11 pieces. That's only 11 pieces. What are you missing? Well, it's been here in front of you the whole time. If you remember, back in the day, HeroClix went away for a little bit. When it came back, the first big convention exclusive was this Hammer of Thor Chariot. And this is getting a legacy card of its own as well. It's an amazing piece to have out, to just sit out you know, on a desk or anything anywhere. I hope anybody that had it back in the day didn't just get rid of it. I'll open it up and I'll show you guys what it looks like here. But it is getting its own legacy card as well, which I think is so so cool. It's going to be too big to show you guys on that up close, so we'll show you here on this secondary close-up here. I don't know if we can snag that or not. Whoop. There we go. You can see the chariot. Oh, man. So this will be getting its own legacy card as well. I hope you guys, if you bought it back in the day to celebrate the return of HeroClix, I hope you still have it in your collection. This one actually sits out in my man cave. It's one of the pieces that I have sitting out. It's very, very, very cool. So without further ado, I'll read these 2 traits for Valkyrie, and then I'll be saying goodbye to you guys, which I can't believe it's all over already. Valkyrie has Asgardian, Defenders, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Warrior keywords. Okay? As Guardians of the Galaxy trait, Valkyrie has the Guardians of the Galaxy team ability. Friendly characters that can use the Guardians of the Galaxy team ability can also use the Defenders team ability. That's awesome. Because she has Guardians and Defenders team abilities. Aragorn, Charge. That's the name of her Pegasus, by the way, is Aragorn. Blades, Claws, Fangs. Knockback. Power. Move in a direct path. After resolutions, make a close attack targeting an opposing character she moved through, regardless of adjacency. And that's with Blades. So she does this big flying thing with her sword as Aragorn charges forward. It's kind of like one of those moments in a movie, you know, where somebody swings its sword at another character and you're not too sure what happened until they're steps away from them, and then you see like an arm fall off or something along those lines. That's what I see that trait working as. I'll show you the back of her card one more time so you can see the dial and the traits that I just read. She has Guardians and Defenders. Anybody else on her team that can use Guardians can also use the Defenders team ability. That's pretty great. She's going to need the help because her defensive values, they're not too shabby, but a couple of 16s in there to make her viable at 50. You're going to need just a little bit better defense up front. And then she's got that really cool, full movement power with the Blades, Claws, Fangs, et cetera, anybody that she moved through in front of it. And that will do it. So 12 legacy cards to collect this time around. I can't wait to see how they update and refresh all of these characters. I really enjoyed this opening. I know we've got a ton of characters we didn't pull that I was like really hoping for, but we're seeing shifting focus come into play. We got rally dies coming into play. We got recruitment coming into play for a couple of new teams. Recruitment for Asgardian, recruitment for Avengers, to kind of help balance out a lot of, the X-Men being able to do some things and the Brotherhood being able to do some things. There's a lot of sideline active opportunities and strategies happening now, and a lot of them are in this set. We didn't see any captains or sidekicks. I don't think that's back for this particular set. We didn't see any generics, which is kind of crazy because we almost always get generics, and I'd love that. But we did get a lot of Thor, and not just Odinson Thor, but we also got Jane Foster a couple of different ways, which is really cool. There is so much incredible stuff in Jason Aaron's run. In War of the Realms, even though it's just a 6-issue miniseries, that's not miniseries, a 6-issue maxi-series event book, it really has been culminating for years. I mean, you're talking, the road to War of the Realms is 30 or more issues deep. I really highly suggest, if you're a comic fan at all, even if you've never really tried Thor out, even if like the Thor lore scares you, just go give it a shot. Give it a read. The omnibus comes out in April. I really recommend picking it up and taking a look at it. How Malekith goes through the realms, dealing politically from realm to realm, finding the weaknesses realm to realm, whether it's Vanaheim or Alfheim, how Malekith frees the kingdom of heaven, or the queendom of heaven, how he deals with Muspelheim or Niflheim, what he does to shut the dwarves down. And, it's just all of those things, step by step by step by step. They're not all represented here, but they are worth reading. I really do believe it. And I didn't pull a lot of rares and a lot of super rares, so maybe a lot of those characters are still a part of this set. I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. Thank you so much to WizKids for passing this brick along, allowing me to give you guys a little sneak peek of what this set is holding for you. Thank you to you guys for watching. These videos don't exist without you guys watching. I love chatting with you guys in the comment section down below and on various sites. So keep on giving me feedback. If you guys enjoyed the series, awesome. If there's different things you think we can do, let me know. I keep on trying to evolve and keep on trying to improve. It's all for you guys. And this HeroClix community is incredible, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. Thank you to HyperRPG. Check them out on Twitch and on YouTube. Thank you for Zach for being back there on the board, making me look good and sound good. And yeah, I think the next set, I think the next set is going to be pretty awesome as well. I can't wait till I get a little bit of info for that. You know, I just finished this unboxing and now I'm already fiending. What's the next one? What's the next one? That being said, I also can't wait to play with this set, and you're going to be able to do that on February the 2nd when the pre-releases start, and especially on February the 16th when the actual set drops. Thank you to our comic book stores and our game shops out there who have taken care of us for so long. Make sure you buy local, you stay local, and you support your shops. It is so, so, so important. But that is it for the War of the Realms unboxing series. I will see you guys on the next one. Until I do, of course, may all of your rolls be critical hits. Enjoy, everybody. Peace.